student assistant. Brody is majoring in applied physiology and sports management with a minor in sports management and will graduate this spring. And our
We welcome you to Westcott Field on the campus of Southern Methodist University in Dallas for tonight's American Athletic Conference men's soccer match featuring the USF Bulls and the SMU Mustangs. Alongside former collegiate and professional player Ewan Holden, I'm Kit McConico. Ewan, a very important match tonight between these two in the AAC standings. We take a look at the table as it currently stands before this match.
You see the Bulls are currently top of the league with 4 wins and 1 loss. This is a big match for them. A win will keep them top of the table. The rest of the league's very tight. You look down at the 6th place, SMU Mustangs are only a win away from being back in contention. A win tonight could propel them right back up the table.
And now we take a look at the final week schedule, big matches in the last week in AAC competition.
Starting off the week on Friday, November 4th, a big one as Tulsa travels to Memphis. Continuing on the Saturday, November 5th, Cincinnati at UCF. And then another big one where the SMU Mustangs travel to Storrs to take on the Yukon Huskies, and Temple host the USF Bulls.
Now we take a look at the keys for tonight's matchup. First for the visiting USF Bulls.
Key for the Bulls tonight will be keeping a clean sheet and defending well from the back going forward.
And the keys for the home team for the SMU Mustangs.
Exploiting the outside backs of the Bulls and getting that attack going, trying to convert more of those shots on target.
And now the key players. First for the Bulls, it's the big goalie, number 30, Spahe Stepanovic.
Yeah, Stepanovic was the AAC Goalkeeper of the Week last week. And all 6 matches this year when he's been able to keep a clean sheet, the Bulls have won. Commanding his back line will be a big task for him tonight, trying to keep that clean sheet.
And for the home team, the reigning Defender of the Week, number 2, Jordan Cano.
Yeah, Jordan Cano needs to be commanding out of the back tonight, needs to be a force back there, keeping his squad together and keeping that clean sheet to give the attack a good chance going forward.
It's the penultimate week of men's soccer in the American Athletic Conference. We'll have kickoff between the Bulls and the Mustangs when we return.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
There are other people just like you. Driven, determined. Those who use passion to spark creation. Others who are ready to unite and discover together. It all starts with you and continues with us, the University of South Florida.
At SMU, students and faculty work hand in hand to shape answers to real-world challenges.
Yes, there's no such thing as a lesser person.
How can we strengthen human rights around the world?
Turns out computer malware is extremely...
How do we prevent cyber terrorism?
The limb comes off.
How can the human body set new records of performance? What can presidents teach us about leadership? From the SMU campus in Dallas, we're shaping the answers that will shape the future of the world.
A beautiful night in Dallas, Texas, Westcott Field on the campus of Southern Methodist University. And the USF Bulls head coach, George Kiefer, 15 years the head coach. He spoke with Ewan earlier.
Here with George Kiefer. How you doing tonight?
Good. Looking forward to the match. You know, SMU, USF is always, for years, has been the one you look forward to. So it's a fun night for us.
Absolutely. Now, you guys have had a lot of success this year when you've been able to keep a clean sheet. Is there a game plan tonight for the going ahead with the same thing?
I mean, anytime you're preparing for SMU and obviously Sachero is, you know, clearly restarts. They're very good on, I think, 70% of their goals are off restarts. Then, you know, the long throw is also something you have to deal with. So it's, you know, it's not the fun stuff, but it's the stuff you got to kind of grind through and everybody be accountable. That'll be a key for us tonight.
Absolutely, great. And talking about your strike force, you guys have had a lot of success with your two seniors combining from the midfield to the forwards. Is that a plan tonight to keep that going? Have you guys changed the game plan a little bit, being away from home?
No, you know, we'll keep it simple, but you know, I do like my team when we can get forward fast, and we have some really athletic guys, good 1v1 guys that can cut you up. So we like to give them that freedom to do that.
Great. Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Great stuff there from Ewan with the Bulls head coach George Kiefer. Also had the opportunity to catch up with that man, second-year head coach of the Mustangs, Kevin Hudson.
Coach, we're back here at under the home lights tonight. You guys haven't had a lot of trouble this season creating chances. What's the plan tonight for converting more of those chances into possible goals?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you know, we always want to play the same way. You know, I don't think we want to change our focus and our approach to the game based on the opponent. So I think we'll have, you know, we'll look to do our best to build the game from the back and hopefully get both outside backs forward and try to create some chances in the final third, and hopefully things start falling the way we need in mid-ball tonight.
Absolutely. And this team you're coming up against tonight has an experienced back line, starting from the back with the goalie and the seniors in the back anchoring it down. Is that something you guys have talked about? I know you said bringing the fullbacks forward and trying to exploit that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good side. You know, we know South Florida very well. You know, we think there's a few things we can do to hopefully pull some guys out of position.
Get on your feet as we introduce the starting 11 for your SMU Mustangs.
Players, so it should set up for a good match.
Goalkeeper from Katy, Texas, #1, Michael
Kevin Hudson,
Nelson.
the first year as the head coach of these SMU Mustangs, the fourth head coach in program history. He himself a former Mustangs player, 8 years as an assistant, now his first year in charge. A beautiful night in Dallas, temperature in the high 70s. Mustangs looking for a win tonight. We welcome all of you joining us on the American Digital Network alongside former professional Ewan Holden. I'm Kit McGonigal. Ewan, this has the makings of a great match.
Absolutely. Great atmosphere here tonight. Great weather under the lights. Should be an exciting one.
We look at the all-time series history. The 7th meeting between these two schools dating back to 2004. The Mustangs trail the series. 1 win, 3 losses, 2 draws overall. They are 1-0-1 here in Dallas. Last year, the match, it ended in a 2-2 draw and went all the way to double overtime. That was how the match the year before finished, so 2 consecutive years that they have had 2-2 draws. Maybe year 3, we will see. But for the Mustangs, they really need the victory tonight to move up in the conference standings.
Absolutely.
Here's the starting lineup for the visiting Bulls. We mentioned Spasaje Stefanovic, the big goalkeeper from Belgrade, Serbia, #30, one of the best in the conference. Keep an eye on #10, Lindo Becca, the midfielder, along with #9, Nazim Bartman, both South Africans. They will link up a lot tonight. And now for the Mustangs, we take a look at the starting lineup. Michael Nelson, the preseason goalkeeper of the year in the conference, in goal. Kano, the reigning conference player in defense. Moments away from the opening kickoff here in Dallas. SMU 6-8-0 on the year. They are 2-3 in conference play. The Bulls of USF atop the standings, 7-6-2 overall, 4-1. Only one loss in conference play. That was back on the 1st of October in Cincinnati to the Bearcats. This SMU team 5-5 here at Westcott Field. The Bulls, they are 2-4 on the road. The Bulls, they are great at home. A whopping 5-2-2 there at Corbett Field in Tampa, but on the road, it's been a little tougher.
It has. They have a strong back four, but it looks like when they're traveling on the road, things are not panning out the same way they are at home. So the SMU Mustangs tonight look to take advantage of that and get their exciting attack force going.
The Bulls will be in the green, trimmed with gold. They will be going from left to right in the first half. 15th-year head coach George Kiefer. Man, well, you actually have a connection with both of these head coaches, Ewan.
Yeah, funny enough, George Kiefer's been there for a while. Actually, when I was playing at UConn, he was the head coach of the USF Bulls. Great coach, done a lot for the program, and actually used to be an assistant coach at UConn. So he's got a taste of some championships. He's a successful coach. And on the other side of the ball, Kevin Hudson's been there with SMU. A lot of success himself as a player, and he's learned under Shellis Hyman, and he's continued on here as the head coach now. A successful season last year and trying to get things back on the right path now.
The famous Shellis Hyman, very well known here in the Metroplex. But right now it is Kevin Hudson's program, and he's got to find some wins, looking for a big one tonight. There are the starters. You saw them earlier for the Bulls. This is a very good defense. In fact, they've had 6 shutouts. Every time they've shut out their opponent, they've won a match this year. SMU, a bit more offensive-minded are the Ponies. They've got some good ones, including a very impressive freshman, number 30, Garrett McLaughlin, up top, the Oklahoma City product. He was the Gatorade Player of the Year in Oklahoma as a junior in high school, or rather as a senior in high school. Won them to an Oklahoma State title in 2013 and 14, but now seeing if he can continue that success at the collegiate level. And we are underway at Westcott Field in Dallas. Only 2 weeks remaining in the regular season for AAC men's soccer.
Mustangs.
Right now, USF in the driver's seat. The number 1 team will host the conference tournament. USF would love to have that there at Corbett Field in Tampa. SMU, they were the regular season champs last year. Tulsa won the conference tournament. SMU in the red with the white stripe and blue on the front, white numerals on the back, going from right to left. All the way back to Kano. Mentioned Kano, the reigning defensive player of the week in the American Athletic Conference. 6'1" defender from right here in the Metroplex. Frisco Lone Star product. Now sent up the pitch out of the back, long searching ball, but not a bull in the vicinity. Michael King, one of the seniors honored tonight on senior night, to knock it away. And all the way back and in and out of the box. Stefanovic will bring it back in, gets his first touch. Does the big man, 6'3" senior from Belgrade, Serbia. Played for Serbia's U18 and U19 national team in the European Championships. Looking for McLaughlin, but knocked away. Back to Kano. And Munjoma took a shot.
Foul called against the Bulls.
And a yellow coming very early in this match. Again, in college, we count down, not up.
Has been issued to the Bulls, number 9.
Not good to get that yellow card there early on in the match. Could be a bit of a risk there.
Just a minute, 39 seconds in. You saw the foul on Munjoma. And that time it was Nazim Bartman. Bartman, the senior forward from Cape Town we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, silly foul to give away early on in the game there. He's going to have to be careful going on in the rest of the match not to get in trouble and see that second yellow card.
Here's another look at the foul. You see Bartman.
Oh, yeah, studs
up all over Munjoma. Munjoma, the freshman defender from right here in Dallas, former FC Dallas Youth Academy player. Now Coach Hudson himself hobbled.
Yeah, you hope that this he can run this off. You don't want to see any player get injured, and a lot of times it could be a stinger, and hopefully he can run that off and get back on the field.
You spoke with Coach Hudson before the match, had a boot on, and not the kind of boot we see on the pitch. Said he was injured trying to go out there and play with his guys earlier this season.
Yeah, I think he injured himself there before their last match, and looks like he's hobbling around himself there.
Clark, the junior from California, will restart it with the free kick. To the top of the box, not a Mustang around. And Feka sends it into the center circle. Rosales up the line looking for Bartman. And into touch for a Mustangs throw. The cagey start to this one. Neither team really able to get on the front foot. Still very early. And you saw the big foul, the yellow card issued to Bartman. What are you expecting to see in the first 10 minutes of this match, Ewan?
I think a little bit of a shaky start, yeah, for both teams. A lot of nerves floating around. It's a big game for both teams, especially USF Bulls are trying to stay atop the table, and SMU and chase sort of that seed going into the tournament.
Munjoma back in the match. Good to see. All the way back to Kano, switches field. King. Searching ball to the top of the box, opportunity, but able to get it into the top of the 6-yard box, able to catch up to it was. McLaughlin showed the speed there, the freshman, and the Mustangs have won a corner.
Yeah, that was a great run through there. He got to it a little late, wasn't able to pull it back to a teammate, but good show from the Mustangs getting there behind.
It's actually just going to be a long throw. Figby, the Nigerian, sent it out into touch. And now Clark will try to put the throw into the box.
They're looking for a flick on here in the box, trying to get someone towards the back post to put it in the net.
Long throw indeed, but finds the roof of the net, nothing more. Two very good goalkeepers. We mentioned Stefanovic, everything he's done, the reigning player of the week in the conference. His counterpart, Michael Nelson, he was the preseason goalie of the year in the American Athletic Conference. Last year's conference goalkeeper of the year, first time all-team selection. We may not see a lot of goals this evening with the men we have between the sticks. And all the way back to Nelson on cue. To the far side. Beckett giving chase. McLaughlin
good hold up
settles.
Play there. We'll need the SMU Mustangs to get that ball to McLaughlin, and hopefully he can hold that ball and slow up play so the rest of the team can join in that attack.
Oh, good leave here. Opportunity for the Bulls, top of the box. That Mustang defense able to shut him down nicely. Marcus Epps, the senior from Jackson, Mississippi, had the opportunity. Kano in to make the tackle.
Foul called against the Mustangs.
And the whistle goes against SMU. Free kick for the Bulls.
And Feka here picking up the ball and making a run towards the SMU back line there. He's a key player for the Bulls tonight that the Mustangs are going to have to shut down. He's leading the team with assists with 5 of those this season. So in order for the SMU Mustangs, they need to shut him down.
Now Lindo Mfeka, the native of Durban, South Africa, went to high school in Kentucky. And now McLaughlin around the final defender, looks to square it. Stefanovic there. Right now, Ewan, it seems that Garrett McLaughlin up front kind of on an island, not getting a lot of support when that ball is played to him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of speed there. Did great to get in behind both defenders, but there was no one there to support him. He needs to slow that play down and allow the rest of his team to catch up.
USF wins it, now looks to retain some possession. Figby, his pass, not finding the target, but Laid off nicely to Mfeka. Over the top. Good searching ball in. Saved by Nelson.
Save Michael Nelson.
Great save there from Michael Nelson on Melvin Beckett, the speedy senior forward from Melbourne, Australia. We take another look.
You get, Bartman and Mfeka combining there to get the through ball in, and keeper did a great job there, making a good save.
Back to Cicero, the junior. Preseason Offensive Player of the Year was Mauro Cicero, number 14. Just as quickly, Mustangs giving it back.
Throw in Mustangs.
Now the Mustangs, a throw on the far side. All the way back, Hano searching ball over the top and over the inline for a Bulls goal kick.
Looks like George Kiefer is trying to get his team organized and to find a bit of possession in this game, try and calm things down and get their game plan going.
Well, when you and I spoke about this match earlier this week, you said the thing that stood out to you for the Bulls was that combination between the South Africans of Mfeka and Bartman. Mfeka leads the team with 11 points, 3 goals, 5 assists, and Bartman, the leader, with 4 goals. The two of them, they seem to always know where the other is on the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's huge for a team to find that chemistry, especially linking from the midfield to the forwards. Hopefully they're looking to combine here and take it to the Mustang back line.
Habeker unable to do much with it. Habeker, the redshirt sophomore forward from Douglasville, Pennsylvania, product of the Hill School, playing here on the left wing, now dropping back into midfield. Beckett shows his speed, but unable to keep it in play.
Throw in Mustangs.
For the Mustangs, it's all been by committee, I should say. Cicero, Lee, and McLaughlin all with 3 goals apiece to lead the home side. But McLaughlin, just a freshman, he's been getting more minutes as this season has gone on. Kano. Munjoma. Cicero unable to flick it on. Still now looking for Habeker, unable to keep it in.
Throw in South Florida.
The Bulls are going to have to look to stay disciplined back there. The Mustangs are getting plenty of players forward here. They're a couple passes away from creating some good chances.
USF, we spoke about that good defense. 3 conference shutouts. They've only allowed 3 goals in league action the entire season. That leads the conference. Kind of an Italian flavor there. They like that 1-0 score line.
Yeah, and I think that's showing the experience from George Kiefer, the coach there, and keeping a disciplined back line and giving his attacking force the chance to win the game for the team.
Clark with the long throw into the box. Knocked away. Beckert first to it, excuse me. Beckert first to it, he had to be. Take a look at that score line. You saw it there at the very top. We have that game going on tonight. We'll take a look at it in a second. Big conference matchup. We mentioned this, still no score, 16 minutes in the first half between the Huskies and the Tigers. UConn and Memphis, another American Athletic Conference game. UConn second in the table. Memphis rather. And right now at the bottom, but a very good team, only beaten 1-0 last week by USF down in Florida.
SMU looking dangerous on these long throws here, as Coach Kiefer mentioned in the pregame. It's something that they've been planning for.
Clark, the junior from Los Gatos, again tried to head it on that time, but unable to find anyone. Bouncing around. Finally cleared. That is something that will give a coach a heart attack. Ball bouncing around the top of the box.
Oh, yeah. Get any part of body you can on that. Obviously not your hands, but any other part of your body on that ball. Get it out of the box, get clear, and, get back together.
George Kiefer, 15 years the head coach of the Bulls. 8 NCAA tournament appearances. He's coached 17 players that have gone on to Major League Soccer. He was the coach of the year in the conference back in 2015. Region coach of the year as well. Stefanovic. Shot. Oh. Off target. But it took a deflection. The Mustangs will have a corner. Came off the boot of Habecker. We take another look.
Yeah, big Mauro Cicero is causing problems in there for the USF back line. Challenged the keeper there. That ball dropped in the box, and unlucky the chance went wide there.
Colton Habecker, the forward mentioned earlier from Pennsylvania, that ball bouncing into his wheelhouse, but took a deflection off one of those USF defenders. Clark over to take the corner. It'll be an in-swinger, so he's ready to address it with the right boot. To the near post and headed away. Mujoma. Too far.
Goal kick, South Florida.
Just about 13 minutes in, still no score between the Bulls and the Mustangs. And Ewan, what have you seen early in this from either side, I should say?
Well, the Mustangs looking very dangerous in that attack, like we touched on in the pregame. Mauro Cicero looks like he's going to be causing a lot of problems for that back line as well as the goalie. Coach Kiefer's trying to get that team back organized and disciplined, and if he can do that, they hope to leap into that attack. But right now, they're under a lot of pressure from that attack force of the Mustangs.
Again, we welcome all of you joining us on the American Digital Network. A beautiful night in the Metroplex. Perfect weather for tonight's match. Alongside former college and professional player Ewan Holden and Kit McConico. A pleasure to have your company for the evening. Now the Bulls looking to use the width of the pitch.
This is more of what Coach Kiefer's wanting here, a bit of discipline, keeping that ball and getting it moving around.
Good possession here from USF. Over the top, Bartman goes down. Referee not pointing to the spot. Bulls fans unhappy. They thought he was going to award a penalty. We'll take another look.
Yeah, that was a great ball in behind. That was a great run from Bartman trying to get in behind there and ask questions of those center backs. Didn't look like a lot of a challenge there, but that's what the Bulls need to keep doing. Keep asking questions of that back line.
Nazim Bartman doing battle with the Conference Defensive Player of the Week and Jordan Cano. Cano that time coming out the winner. Cicero over to the far side. Looking to serve it in. Took a deflection, and it'll be another corner for the Mustangs. The Mustangs have certainly had more opportunities from the set pieces, but yet to do anything with it.
Yeah, the Mustangs have been great this season, getting a lot of shots off, creating a lot of chances, and now they just need to start turning more of those into goals.
Still no score between UCF and Temple. That match in the second half of action. Knocked away. First to it was Mfeka, and over the top went the shot. Bulls fans want a corner. I believe they're going to say that one out of bounds, into touch for a throw. Here it is again, and that was Bryce Clark. The wind catching that, and it will be a throw for the Bulls. Rosales, the freshman defender from Kissimmee, Florida, deep in his own end.
Throw in Mustang.
Now time for another one of those patented Bryce Clark deep throws into the box.
Looks like Cicero's the target for these long throws here.
Over the head of, you called it, Cicero. The shot deflected, and Stefanovic able to keep it in. Did not want to allow the corner. Mentioned Mauro Cicero, the 6'3" junior forward from Norman, Oklahoma. He was a Herman Trophy semifinalist last year. You take another look at the shot.
Yeah, that's a good strike from outside the box there. I don't mind that at all. The whole team's up. Relieve that pressure.
The senior Taylor Curtis from right here in Dallas. Those of you who don't know the Herman Award, well, that is the Heisman of high school, or excuse me, of college soccer for the best player in Division I men's soccer. Bartman looked to flick it on. He had Epps headed down the line, but couldn't keep it in play. Off the head of Habeker. Neither side able to find much of a rhythm. 27 minutes remaining and no score here in the first half. Beckett's shot never found the goal of Nelson. SMU wins it back. Down the line for McLaughlin, settles nicely. Beckett wins it back. Melvin Beckett has been all over the pitch early in this one, the senior from Melbourne, Australia.
Coach Kiefer screaming to his team here to keep the ball. They've been under a lot of pressure here. Looked bright when they've gone forward, but they haven't created a lot of chances here.
They've been on the back foot a lot. SMU gaining momentum, gaining confidence, and continuing to bring numbers further and further up the pitch is the home side in red. Big ball out of the back, but too far for Bartman. SMU wisely keeping possession. And just as I say that, the broadcaster's curse, they give it away. Over the top, Beckett, the target. And Michael King, the senior defender from Spring, Texas, outside of Houston, beat him to it. You heard Coach Kiefer, quicker. He wants his guys 1-2 touch maximum, move the ball. One thing I have noticed, there's been a lot of off ball standing around, a lot of watching.
Yeah, absolutely. They're looking to get this midfield involved. It seems like the midfield is being bypassed. In previous games where they've had success, the midfield's been a big part of that link play, trying to get those key players like Infeka involved and linking with Bartman up top.
They've been looking for that home run shot, the Route 1 ball out of the back, and so far hasn't come to any success, I should say.
Yeah, Bartman's up there in an island on his own, looking to get some more link play to show how dangerous those players really are.
Infeka looking for Bartman, but had it knocked away. Stays with the Bulls, and Infeka sends it to the far side. Beckett goes tumbling.
Foul called against the Mustangs.
Foul on the Mustangs. You saw a leg stuck out there, and that may be the only way you're going to stop Melvin Beckett.
Yeah, Beckett looking bright talent there. Lots of pace, quick on the ball, causing some problems for the outside backs there.
Rosales. On to Epps. Now to the far side. Beckett. Around one defender, looking back to Epps. Epps settles, top of the box. Oh, tried to play it off the side of the boot. He was looking for Rosales, but pass was intercepted.
SMU doing great there, getting lots of numbers behind the ball, preventing that attack. USF finally had that build-up play there, but looks like 9 men behind the ball there for SMU.
And here's the foul. Borum went down.
Yeah, Borum doing great there to hold the ball up and getting the job done, getting fouled.
Foul committed by the sophomore defender, number 5, Prosper Figby.
Goal kick, South Florida. Coming into the game for the Mustangs, number 10, A.J.
Now we'll see the first change of the match as Borum, the lone Floridian on this Mustangs roster, the sophomore from Fort Lauderdale, former IMG Academy product, comes off. He will give way to A.J. Jeffries. Jeffries, the redshirt junior midfielder from Illinois, on the pitch for the first time tonight. First change made by either side. You certainly wouldn't imagine, is this the 14th match of the year for the Mustangs, that fatigue with the weather the way it is would be much of a factor tonight. Everyone in good midseason form as Beckett finds it. Should say into the season form with only one regular season conference match remaining.
USF doing a good job of keeping the ball here to see what they can create.
Epps dancing, cuts it back. Munjoma knocks it away. Had 3 defenders in tow, couldn't beat the third. Back to Epps. Squared it to the top, looking for Bartman. And Feka wisely pulls it back. Now has it, does number 10. Back to Figby. A good possession here from the Bulls, stringing double-digit passes together for the first time all night. Nice touch from Beckett around the would-be Mustang tackler. USF still with the ball, and it's got to be close to 20 passes that the Bulls have strung together. This is kind of a Barcelona-esque performance. If they can turn it into a goal, it will be. Beckett. Loses his footing and gives it away.
Florida, South Florida.
Always want possession, but Paul Dalglish, the head coach of the Ottawa Fury, son of the great King Kenny, told me the possession without a purpose is not doing much, and that time unable to get anything were the Bulls.
Absolutely. Coach Kiefer there will be asking more of his players, looking good holding that ball, but the end product's lacking.
USF starting to turn the tables a bit. They were back defending early on, and now on the front foot.
Yeah, it looks like they've settled down here. This is their game plan, getting that ball on the ground, keeping possession, and waiting for their chance.
Very talented team. Everyone good with the ball at their feet, even the big defenders on that back line, and now giving away. Mustangs a chance here in the counter. Can they get numbers forward? Beautiful ball to the top of the 6-yard box and not on target from the new addition, A.J. Jeffries. I think Jeffries anticipating to run to the top of the 6-yard box there from McLaughlin.
Yeah, again, McLaughlin was all in there on his own. Needs some help. 4 against 1 in the box.
Just under 19 minutes remaining in the first half. Still no score here at Westcott Field in Dallas. And the Mustangs set to make another substitution. Would be the second of the match, both for the home side. Kevin Hudson, again, his first year here as the head coach. He was named the head coach back in January, the fourth head coach in the program's history for the former player, former assistant. 8 years here on the Hilltop before taking over the head job.
Foul call against the Mustangs.
Jeffries commits the foul, and you see the physical play amping up.
Yeah, doing a good job getting his body in front of the ball there and creating that foul.
Habeker.
Foul call against the Mustangs.
And Coach Kiefer unhappy. He was looking for a card there. Thought Habeker came into the tackle, studs up. We've already seen one card tonight. That came just 3 minutes in. Nazim Bartman picked it up for a tackle with studs up. I think we caught the very end. We may not have seen the foul. Advantage was played initially. Fecka up to Bartman. Goes to ground. Referee says play on. Now the free kick is the foul committed by Bartman. Probably some frustration there on the part of Nazim Bartman.
Yeah, he's not getting a lot of ball into his feet at the moment. Trying to chase down some of those center backs and try and create something, but not happening for him at the moment.
Here it is again.
Yeah, Bartman doing well to apply pressure there, just studs up and getting there a little late.
Throw in Mustangs.
Mustangs have a throw. They will make a pair of changes. They bring on number 19, Emil Quaisho. Quaisho, the sophomore midfielder from Orem, Utah.
Junior.
They will bring on number 31, Dwight Williams Jr., the midfielder, the freshman from right here in Dallas. Coming off Stanton Garcia, one of the seniors from McKinney, along with Colton Habeker. Punched away. Stefanovic concedes the corner.
Cichero again looking dangerous there on that long throw. Let's see if we can get some good service for him here in the box.
Had a team leading 10 goals last year, did Mauro Cichero. He's the Conference Offensive Player of the Year, an All-American first team. And it goes. Kano got ahead to it and cleared away, but it will stay with the Mustangs. McLaughlin wisely watches it over the end line. Another corner coming.
Yeah, good work there from McLaughlin. Chasing that ball down, seeing it out. Get another opportunity here for the Mustangs.
Got to be impressed with McLaughlin. Just a freshman, and as we said, his minutes increasing because, well, when he's out there, he makes things happen.
Absolutely. He's shown a lot of will and desire, which is especially what you want from a young player. Asking questions of that back line.
Clark to the far post. Knocked away by Graham Smith.
Throw in Mustangs.
15 minutes, just under 15 minutes remaining in the first half. No score. SMU has certainly had the better chances. They've had more set piece opportunities, but neither side has had, I would say, all that perfect of a chance yet to find the back of the net with the opener. SMU looking to keep the Bulls pinned deep in their own end. McLaughlin settles it. Flag stays down. Cichero.
Coach Kiefer urging his players to step up. Under a lot of pressure right here.
Good searching ball to the top of the box, but the Bulls first to it. Now to the back, Bartman, the target.
South Florida.
And they'll stay with the Bulls as they now have the throw. Bartman from Epps. Epps looking for the return pass, but not enough on it. Now SMU, Jeffries has it taken away by Beckett. Rosales back to Figby. Figby surveys, sends it to the far side, over to Beckett, but over his head.
Throw in Mustangs. Coming into the game for the Mustangs, number 25, Brendan Lee.
SMU will make yet another change. The Bulls have yet to make one. This now the fourth of the match for the Mustangs as they bring on number 25, Brendan Lee. Lee, the senior from Frisco Centennial High School. He comes on for the freshman, Garrett McLaughlin. Another one of those local products. Such good high school talent here in the Metroplex. Obviously, you've got FC Dallas, one of the better teams in Major League Soccer, their academy. And just the tip of the iceberg. SMU, the beneficiary, a lot of those young players, and happy to be so. Lee pressuring Figby. Over the top, down the line, too far for Beckett, headed away. Now Jeffries looking for Lee. Figby defending, can Lee get around him? Goes to ground, and simply a goal kick for South Florida.
Yeah, good work there by Lee. To get him behind there, just his team couldn't catch up, went down very easy there.
Figby, the big 6-foot senior defender, using some of that strength. May not have had the speed on Lee, but certainly had the size. Stefanovic, the preseason goalkeeper of the year last year. This year it was Mr. Nelson. We mentioned two of the best keepers in the conference, and now USF with a corner kick.
Michael King doing great there in his recovery, kicking that ball out.
The Bulls haven't had a lot of chances through the run of play. Maybe they can find something through a set piece. I believe that'll be Liam McNally, rather, the man from Swansea over in Wales. Parried away nicely by Nelson.
Corner kick, South Florida.
Looking for the Olympic goal was McNally.
Great ball into the box here. Nice in-swinging cross. Yeah, Nelson's done well to put that one out for the corner kick.
Gonzalo Rodriguez and number 24.
That's what you want from a corner there. Ask questions of that goalie.
Now the Bulls making their first two changes of the match, bringing on number 13, Gonzalo Rodriguez, the sophomore from Chile. I believe they're also trying to get a number on the another new addition. There is Gonzalo Rodriguez. Bartman with the corner. Headed away. Figby lines it up. A rocket, but not on target.
Goal kick, Mustangs. Coming into the game for the Bulls, number 19, Bradley Farias.
Now the visitors making yet another change. They will bring on number 19, Bradley Farias.
Yeah, good strike here from the back, just not on target, and Nelson didn't look very troubled there in goal.
My apologies, I believe that was actually Cliff Mina, as opposed to Figby, who had the shot. Figby was up in the box, one of the targets for that corner. Mina, the freshman from Adelaide, Australia. 8.5 minutes remaining in the first half, and no score between the Mustangs and the visiting Bulls. Kano. Over to Moon Joma. And back. Bulls content to let the Mustangs pass it around in their own end. Kano over the top. Off the head of Figby. Lee, but commits the foul.
Foul called against SMU.
On Rosales.
Done well to chase the ball down here. It's a silly foul to give away. There's no need. Defenders going nowhere. Silly foul to give away. Easy out for the Bulls.
Brendan Lee, the new addition, the 5'6", 140-pound redshirt senior from Frisco. Playing on senior night, one of those seniors being honored. But as you said, the defender nowhere to go.
Yeah, silly foul there.
Moon Joma with the throw.
Throw in South Florida.
We have a score update between the Huskies and the Tigers. Memphis is struck first, leading 1-0. 41:06 into the first half, so just about 4 minutes remaining in the first half of play in that match. We'll keep an eye on that. Thanks to our stats crew for keeping us up to date on all the other matches here in the American Athletic Conference tonight. Busy day in the AAC. The cross-country championships earlier today up in Cincinnati. There's women's volleyball at Tampa between the Bulls and the Bearcats of Cincinnati. Big win last night for the Bulls football team, taking down Navy. SMU, huge victory last week, taking down then number 11 Houston. Into the box, Stefanovic.
Goal kick, South Florida.
And just a goal kick, Stefanovic took a real shot here as we take another look.
Great combining play there in the midfield by SMU, getting it forward and, asking questions to the goalie there. Unlucky not to get that rebound in.
Stefanovic unable to secure it the first time, bounced out. And that was into the path of A.J. Jeffries, the redshirt junior from Illinois. We saw it come on earlier, and Stefanovic still down on the pitch being attended to by the training staff.
Good ball in here. Keepers come out. Good follow-up by Jeffries. Oh, last gasp challenge there by Rodriguez. I think he kept the ball out of the net there.
Goal-saving tackle from Rodriguez. But having Jeffries not a small man by any stat, 6'1", 180 pounds. Full force falling on Stefanovic, but back on his feet and ready to continue play. Another Mustangs foul. We'll see if one of these teams can take advantage, find the opening goal with just under 6 minutes remaining in the first half. And coaches always say you never want to concede at the end of a half. You never want to concede the first 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Both coaches will want the teams to tighten up here going into half.
Foul called against South Florida.
Menescal committing the foul, the junior midfielder from Coconut Creek, Florida. Gabriel Menescal.
That's a Rich glitch. I actually had it on there, and then when I restarted, it jumped back up to 7. Fucking Rich.
Well, Ewan, it's been very even. It's been a cagey first half. Neither team really willing to concede, and I have a feeling when we see that opening goal, we're going to see a few come in after that.
Yeah, both teams have had their chances. Plays gone back and forth, but yeah, I agree with you here. I think if one goal goes in, those floodgates might open.
Should say if we see that opening goal rather than when.
Yeah.
Too far for Kano.
Actually, they did. They won the men's. Yeah, could be. I had no fucking bone that I paid $35 million for it. My God. That's the
Rodriguez back to Figby. Now over to Mina.
No, I mean, I had a pro crew out there because the course was impossible to recover. So
Rosales now down the line. Miscommunication, and Feka had halted his run. Oh, good tackle from Rosales. Wins it back, but just momentarily. Referee says the tackle got the ball, the second did not. Chicharo came up with it, but then fouled immediately. It was number 14 in red.
Yeah, Chicharo, great tackle there, getting the ball, and then looks like Rosales came in late there. And not a great challenge.
Yeah, the freshman extending the arms. That will always get the whistle blown. Lee, can he track it down inbounds? Is able to do so. Shows his speed into the box. Brendan Lee. But last to touch it, and a goal kick coming for the Bulls. Again, welcome all of you joining us on the American Digital Network. Alongside Ewan Holden, I'm Kit McConico. A beautiful night in Dallas. Picture perfect weather. We're outside and pleased to be on a night like this. You can join us on Twitter. You see the hashtag, or excuse me, I should say, at American_MSoc. Make sure you follow American Athletic Conference Men's Soccer on Facebook. Follow them on Twitter, I should say. Like them on Facebook. Don't know if they're on Snapchat. We'll have to ask about that at halftime.
Wouldn't surprise me.
These days, I'd be surprised if they weren't. Clark. Quayshow and able to hold on to it. Now the other way. Back to Kano. Jeffries takes a shove in the back and wins a free kick with just over a minute left in the first half. AJ Jeffries came on as a substitute, and he has certainly increased the physicality of this match.
Silly foul there, just a push in the back. Jeffries doing great there to draw that foul, relieving that pressure for his team.
1 minute remaining in the first half.
Winjoma looking for the return pass.
Foul call against South Florida.
Chicharo fouled. He will take a second to catch his breath. Now they'll let Bryce Clark come over to take it. Clark is the man. The long throws, the free kicks, the corners. It's always number 22. Looking to put this one into the top of the box. Maybe get a flick on. Dying seconds of the first half. Figby heads it up, but
9,
not away. Lee.
8, 7, 6,
And that'll do it for the first half from Westcott Field on the campus of SMU in Dallas. No score between the Mustangs and the visiting USF Bulls. We'll have the second half coming up next on the American Digital Network. Entertaining first half, but no goals scored.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
There are other people just like you. Driven, determined. Those who use passion to spark creation. Others who are ready to unite and discover together. It all starts with you and continues with us, the University of South Florida.
Most athletes can only dream about making it to the Olympics, but for 7 SMU swimmers, Rio this summer was their reality.
It was an awesome experience. You go outside, you go into the stadium, you walk in, and then you know that you're representing 47 million people, and you know you have to do it. So it was the best experience of my life to represent my country, and I'm extremely thankful and I'm very blessed to be able to do it.
I don't think it could be described with words. Like, you gotta go and feel it to really understand what it's like.
Besides the obvious athletic talent, these Mustangs have the mental toughness and determination needed to propel them to the top.
Well, they have to have, number one, a dedication, to a high level of competition, and really know that they have to really prepare themselves to be able to compete at that level. And our program at SMU has a strong tradition, and we try to be excellent not only at the NCAA level, but also for the swimmers to have a chance to be competing internationally. And
if you want to succeed, you have to work hard, and then there is no other way around it. Work hard. If you have dreams, you will achieve them.
I think mental stability is the most important thing at the Olympic Games, because everybody's prepared physically, everybody's ready to do their best. But mentally, not a lot of people can cope with the anxiety and with the stress of being there.
We're all the same in the pool. As long as you have this here, then you're set to go. You can be racing Michael Phelps, you can be racing whoever it is. If you're strong in your mind, you can beat them.
Not only did SMU send swimmers to Rio this summer, alumna Nina Rangulova brought head coach Steve Collins to help her in the arena.
He knows how to approach me in different situations. Swimming is an individual sport, and there are situations when there are certain things that he needs to tell me, or certain moments when he should not say anything. And he knows when these moments are, because we've been training together for 6 years. And
we've been able to, through recruiting to SMU, bring in some great swimmers, and consequently a lot of them have asked me to be their coach at the Olympic Games. And so it's been really a great pleasure for me to get a chance to do that.
You might think that training for collegiate swimming would seem boring after such an elite meet, but apparently not.
Just at SMU, you have a school and it's a lot harder, so you have to manage your time a little better. But the training is the same. You always work hard. Every time you come to the pool, it's another chance.
At the end of the day, these swimmers are among the best, and they have the experiences to prove it.
It was amazing to race such elite swimmers.
The feeling when you walk out on the stage, when you're walking into a semi-final and you see a stadium is completely packed, you're racing Michael Phelps, you're racing Chad Leclerc, you're racing the best of the world.
For Campus Connected SMU, I'm Noelle Kendall.
Nazim Bartman has found a home playing soccer at USF. But his destination came after a journey across multiple schools and continents.
I mean, like anything else, that you need to practice, you need to get used to it, and that was basically it. At Tyler Junior College, I had to get used to the soccer there, get used to the physical abilities of the players, and just get used to soccer overall in America.
Ironically, I went and watched them play a pro team at Tyler, and it was a tough game where you didn't get to see Nazim do a lot, but I saw enough to know that we'd love for him to be a Bull.
When opportunities to play professionally in his native South Africa dried up, Bartman headed to the U.S. in 2012. From Lindsey Wilson College to Tyler Junior College and USF, each step has molded Bartman into a complete player on and off the field.
Getting a more responsibility type of role, as in being a leader on the team and also being one of the captains. I feel like me being more matured on the field and trying to lead players out on the field and off the field has developed more compared to when I came here in 2015.
But then it's also how you communicate. You know, do you walk around like you're the big guy, or do you walk around very humbly and make sure that everybody in the program knows you care about them? Where if you sit down with Nazim outside of being on the field, you know, he's just one of the guys.
And I'm always willing to help anyone who needs help, you know, because I've been in that situation, and I know how it feels to be in a situation where you're trying to adapt to something new, to a new place.
A vast array of experience and a more versatile game has put Bartman in a great position to attain the professional dream that eluded him 4 years ago.
A lot of times players get in their head what they have to do, and then they end up not doing what they should or supposed to do. And I think if he just has fun out there this year, he's a good person, a clean soccer player, he'll be a first-round draft pick.
And then making the jump to America was a bit easier than what I would have expected. So everything happened for a reason, and yeah, I feel like every year I become more mature on the field, off the field, and I feel like I'm ready to make the next jump into the professional ranks.
Nazim Bartman may soon join the lineage of former Bulls playing pro soccer, including a guy named Dom Dwyer, who also went to Tyler Junior College and was also named the National Junior College Player of the Year. Yeah, that sounds kind of familiar. For Campus Connect, from USF, I'm Mike Lefko.
Now we've got frog legs. Obviously, we're playing the horned frogs today, and so we're going to fry them up. And we've basted them in a marinade, and now we're putting them in a batter right now. And we're getting ready to throw them down there on the hot oil, and hopefully that'll be a prelude to our victory today.
When the USF football radio broadcast crew needed a new sideline reporter, there was one man who seemed like a perfect fit. Recently graduated, former offensive lineman Thor Joswiak.
Well, we had talked to him, of course, when he was a player. We had interviewed him, so we knew there was kind of a gift there. And he was actually in Buck's camp, and we weren't sure that this was a direction he wanted to take or not, but it was actually Mark Harlan, our athletic director, that said, why don't you reach out to him and kind of see where he's at?
Us three got together and we decided that this might be a great fit, and working with Jim over summer, doing run-throughs of game footage of games that I played in, which was a little weird, but it was interesting.
It was apparent early on to his former teammate and roommate that Thor could be a natural on the radio.
I'm not even surprised they did that. That's something I expected him to do if he was in the league. Every time I look at him on the sideline, I'm like, yeah, he's perfect for that job. I actually thought he was going to be like a WWE announcer or something like that, but he's fine with this job right here.
The radio thing was something that I never thought of doing, and now 4 games into it, I'm having a blast, and it's something that I really enjoy and something that I'm good at, bringing the action into your homes via radio.
That natural ability is a reflection of his personality on the field, where Thor was a personable player and vocal leader.
When you talk to a player in both good times and bad times, that tells you a lot about him. And Thor was a guy we could approach after a victory or after a loss. Not everybody's like that. And he'd always give you something interesting. He'd give you the truth. He'd tell you what was going on with the team, what was going on with him, and he's just, it was very clear he was a good communicator.
Personality-wise on the field, he was a very enthusiastic guy, you know what I'm saying? He always brought the energy to the O-line, because, being an offensive lineman, it's not something that's real fun all the time, but he's definitely somebody that brought the energy and made sure everybody was going.
And just a year removed from standing on the sidelines as a player, has been an invaluable resource for the radio broadcast.
And that's my job, is to let people know at home what I'm seeing from a player and explain it to them so they understand the more advanced level of football knowledge. Rather than just X's and O's, I can tell you why the defensive end lines up with his right foot back and his left hand down. There's a reason for that.
I lean on him for that. I mean, to have not only a player, but a player that is so shortly removed from the game. I mean, a year ago he was playing. This is a quick transition. So he can spot things, identify things, and explain things that a lot of people can't, and I think it adds a lot to our broadcasts.
He may only be 4 games into his broadcasting career, but it's evident Thor Joswiak is destined for a bright future in the industry. For Campus Connect, from USF, I'm Mike Lefko.
At SMU, students and faculty work hand in hand to shape answers to real-world challenges.
Yes, there's no such thing as a lesser person.
How can we strengthen human rights around the world?
Turns out computer malware is extremely...
How do we prevent cyber terrorism?
The limb comes off.
How can the human body set new records of performance? What can presidents teach us about leadership? From the SMU campus in Dallas, we're shaping the answers that will shape the future of the world.
Halftime at beautiful Westcott Field here in Dallas, campus of Southern Methodist University, and there's no score at the half between the Mustangs and the visiting USF Bulls. Take a look at the first half stats in this one. Ewan, anything stand out to you?
Yeah, the Mustangs have got those 4 shots, none of them on goal. Need to try and convert some of those into goals, getting that shot on goal. A lot of fouls committed, especially like USF. We saw that early yellow card for Bartman. Yeah, pretty close game other than that.
Oh, indeed, you see the shots certainly in favor of the Ponies, but they have yet to put one on goal. Fouls, it's been a very physical first half. Both teams engaging in that. We did see one yellow card, as you mentioned. Nazim Bartman picked one up, the senior forward for the Bulls, just 3 minutes in. Both of these schools, they are coming off 2 consecutive shutouts apiece, and we're seeing some of that defensive play here in the first half. But as we mentioned, if there is a goal scored, it may well open up the floodgates for the second and a third. Beautiful night in downtown Dallas, right here in the Park Cities. Temperature very pleasant in the mid-70 degrees and dropping nicely. Fans enjoying themselves. Hope you are as well, and a warm welcome to all of you joining us on the American Digital Network. Alongside former collegiate and professional player Ewan Holden, I'm Kit McConico. Again, the visitors from Tampa. In the green are the USF Bulls, the home team, the Mustangs in the red here on senior night, celebrating those Mustangs playing their final home game of the year at Westcott Field. And very good goalkeeping, certainly from that man right there. We mentioned him in the pregame. Stefanovic, the man from Belgrade, Serbia, is on the Serbian under-18 and under-19 national teams, played in the European Championships. If you're playing for Serbia in the European Championships, you're a heck of a player. The first half certainly proved that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Coach Kiefer, as well as the back line, are asking a lot of this goalie to command that line, keep them disciplined, especially on those set pieces and the throw-ins that the Mustangs look so dangerously on. They're going to count on him here in the second half. We're going to need him being loud from the back and commanding the forces.
The Bulls atop the standings in the American Athletic Conference. 4 wins, only 1 loss. That was back on the 1st of October. You see Coach Kiefer right there. Probably the first time we've seen him sitting down tonight. He didn't sit at all in the first half. He was pacing that sideline, wearing the grass out. Beautiful facility here, natural grass field, and it is carpet. You and I were commenting on that, walking on it earlier. Here are those standings I alluded to a second ago. USF atop the table at 4-1. You see SMU 2-3. A win tonight for the Mustangs. Well, that would throw a wrench into all the plans, because whoever wins the regular season, they host the conference tournament.
Yeah, that's a big advantage. Knowing myself playing at UConn when we were there, when going into the national championship, going to those Big East tournaments, it was a huge advantage having that home field play. If you look at USF this year, they've been great at home, not so good on the road, and again, looking to see this game out tonight, and hopefully they get that home field advantage going to the tournament.
Bulls 5-2-2 there in Tampa, 2-4 on the road. Mustangs 5-5 here at Westcott, only 1-3 away from the friendly confines. Teams switch sides for the second half, and we are underway in Dallas. Second half of play on the American Digital Network. SMU made a lot of changes in the first half. USF a few to end the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, we want to see if USF can get Bartman more involved in this second half. Much of the first half was spent up there all on his own, struggling to find that link play, which will bring them some success on the attacking side of the ball.
7th meeting between the two, dating back to 2004. SMU looking to get things going quickly. Top of the box, McLaughlin cuts back, cannot get around Figby. We have a score update, a final score, as Temple has taken down UCF. The Owls over the Knights 1-0 in that AAC men's soccer match. Again, we invite you to join us on Twitter at American_MSOC. The penultimate week, only one more week in conference play remaining after this weekend. Matches, wins at a premium.
This first 5 minutes here, see if both teams can settle into their style of play and get going forward.
An update there in the Memphis-UConn game. Sorry, Ewan.
I need more from my Huskies there.
Your Huskies trailing the Tigers 1-0.
Ray Reed will no doubt be on the sideline screaming there.
54th minute of the second half, something I'm sure you've heard a few times, if I had to guess. As good a player as you are, I'm sure maybe had some words of improvement for you at times. Does not draw the call there?
Yeah, Ray Reed, I mean, what he's done for that program, great things. Asked a lot of the players at UConn, especially myself, questions as a young player that, you might not want to take on the chin at first, but, he's turned a lot of young players into great professionals, done a lot for that program.
Ricardo Gomez, the junior from Gainesville, Georgia, former Tyler Junior College man, along with Nazim Bartman. They were both Tyler Junior College products before moving on to the Bulls. He was appealing to our referee. The referee made that universal symbol for a dive. That is why he did not blow the whistle. Bartman able to keep it in. Remember, the ball must totally eclipse the line. It did not. Could not find Beckett.
Again, Bartman doing a lot of running there on the defensive side of the ball, but can't seem to hold the ball long enough to get his teammates involved.
Chicharo had it momentarily.
Can be frustrating for a player like Bartman up there doing a lot of defensive running. It can get tiring as a striker, and when you need them to make that run, they might be too tired to make it. He's hoping that his teammates can help him out there.
We mentioned the matchups previously between these schools. The last 2 years, they've ended the same way, both in a 2-2 draw. This shot from distance, and no trouble there from Nelson. Nelson, very good goalkeeper, is going to take something more than that optimistic strike from outside the box. And I was going to ask, are you Frank, or if we take a look at the replay, are you surprised that we haven't seen a goal thus far?
No, I think both these teams, like you mentioned earlier, have had clean sheets, have had good defensive displays. I think in a match like this, it's important. Both coaches wanting their team to be solid at the back. So no, I'm not totally surprised, but I'd like to see more from the USF front line here.
I don't think either side came into this match looking for a draw, but that being said, the Bulls, they would certainly be a bit more pleased as they are atop the conference standings.
Yeah. SMU looks to really be trying to get forward here. Just had 3 guys running on the line there, asking a lot of that USF back line, experienced back line.
Throw-in, South Florida.
Throw-in will keep it with the Bulls. Epps showing his speed. Some very speedy wingers for USF. We've got Beckett now here to the near side in the second half. Marcus Epps to the far side.
Absolutely. I think that's one thing that USF definitely need to get going, getting that ball wide and letting those exciting young players run at the Mustang back line, outside backs, and try and create something for Bartman up front.
Mfeka to Beckett. Cuts to the top of the box. Back to Mfeka, looking to play it on. Bartman was there.
USF looking very disciplined there in the back line. Coach Kiefer will be happy with that. I'm sure a point he touched on at halftime, that back lines looked solid, great in communication and organizing the rest of the players in front of them.
An impressive duo in the center of that back line between Mina and Figby. Both over 6 feet tall, powerful, imposing figures.
Huge for a team having those 2 center backs being big figures like you mentioned and commanding a lot, asking a lot out of those midfielders in front of them, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Bartman pressuring. Out of the back from King.
I don't have that update yet. What's the score?
McLaughlin.
Good hold-up play there from McLaughlin. That's what we need more of.
Flag stays down. Trying to play it into the box. This is Garcia. Knocked away, but a corner one for the Mustangs.
Good clearance there by King. Great positioning by the center back there as that ball came across. Great positioning there.
Figby able to beat the intended target to it. Good defending as he concedes the corner.
Sorry, Figby.
Clark will come up to take it. See just a little bit of breeze there at the corner flag, picking up. Not much at all in the first half. Headed to King and cleared away.
Defender giving his teammates a chance there.
And that was Nazim Bartman, the forward, who cleared it off the line. Stefanovic may have had it, but he would be very happy that Bartman took it off anyways.
Throw-in, Mustangs.
Out for a Mustangs throw. Here it is again. You see King elevating. King at 6'2", the redshirt senior. Hands on head, thought he'd found the opener.
Yeah, Bartman there in position. His goalie will be thanking him for that clearance.
There it is.
McLaughlin battling. And a final between the Golden Hurricane and the Bearcats. Tulsa on top of Cincinnati 3-1. A big victory for Tulsa.
A little bit of miscommunication there between the goalie and Cano. It's done well to just take that play out of doubt and get rid of it.
Clark over to the far side. Munjoma. Cichero. Searching ball.
Again, Mustangs looking to ask questions of that USF back line, turning them, getting that ball in behind.
Throw-in, South Florida.
We've seen a lot of that tonight. A lot of those searching route one balls, those long balls out of the back trying to play it on to an on-rushing man. It hasn't come to a lot of success. It seems that both teams have had a bit more success when they've kept it on the turf.
Yeah, absolutely. What can happen sometimes, though, is those balls in behind, stretching that back line to where the back line continues to drop off further and further back. And then all of a sudden you have that space to drop into to pick the ball up and then turn and create something. So I'm not totally opposed to those balls in behind, and, you know, hopefully that turns into some link play for the Mustangs.
That's something that we haven't seen a lot of tonight for either team.
No, both teams have been pretty disciplined in the midfield, keeping that play nice and tight.
And Fecka battles through a would-be tackle. Bartman for Mfeka. Tries to turn back. Drops it off. Smith. Shot taken and deflected out for a Bulls corner.
Better from USF there, and Mfeka getting involved in that attack. I'd like to see more of that. He looks created a lot of chances, 5 assists on the season. Like to see him further involved in the attack, linking with Bartman and creating more chances for USF.
It was Graham Smith, the senior midfielder from Pennsylvania, former Pittsburgh man, before transferring down to Florida for better weather, I'm sure, who took a deflection and out. Now for a Bulls corner, excuse me. Ricardo Gomez to take it. Into the near post, off the far.
Great corner in there. SMU needs to get those set pieces sorted out.
That one went all the way through the trees. Took a bounce, bounced off the far post, but not a Bull there to tap it in. And the Mustangs now breathing a sigh of relief.
Foul called against the Mustangs.
Yeah, that's what you want from a set piece there. Anytime you can get a cross on target, low and hard, hoping that everyone misses it and that ball's still on target.
Here it is. Take another look.
Great pace on that ball coming in. Misses everyone. Maybe a slight touch there from Beckett, but that ball's on target. SMU got away with one there.
Great service from Gomez. May have been the best opportunity of the match for either team. But Bulls unable to capitalize. Still no score. Just about 10 minutes into the second half. Mjoma unable to keep it. Cleared
Mjoma
away.
got lucky there. One thing as a defender, you are a defender first, and Mjoma looks like he's got a lot of talent going forward, but needs to make sure he's not losing that ball in their own half.
Yellow card for SMU. It was assessed to number 34, Eddie Mjoma.
Now being told over the public address announcer saying that a yellow card was issued to Eddie Mjoma. Did not see that. Never saw the card come out of the pocket of the referee, but they're saying that Mjoma picked up the yellow, did the freshman defender from right here in Dallas. Would be the second yellow of the match. Now both sides with one as Nazim Bartman picked one up just 3 minutes into the first half.
Won't be surprised here if USF start pushing down that right wing, trying to ask questions of Mjoma. Now he's on that yellow card.
Barrett. Cleared it back to McNally, and McNally, he'll send it one further to Mina. Smith over the top, looking for Bartman, headed away nicely by King.
Again, no USF midfielder there to pick up that second ball. Easy pickup for Clark there.
And Ewan, is that something that coaches are going to tell a player, or at this level players know that if you're sitting on a yellow, they're just going to go at you?
Absolutely, especially as a defender. And we saw Bartman get a card early on, but he's playing in the attack. Not as many challenges for him up there. But when you're playing left back and you've got some talented players such as Abson Beckett running at you, wouldn't be surprised here if Coach Hudson's watching that closely to see if he needs to make a change.
Swansea man McNally with the throw. Oh, and Becca had Bartman. Bartman is looking for the return pass, but sent it out.
USF looks like they're getting more numbers forward.
Epsom Feka taken away by King. Gomez wins it. Referee says play on. No trouble for Nelson on the shot.
Clark will be kicking himself there. That's one player, one place you don't want to lose the ball, especially as a midfielder. Is right there in the middle of the field.
Sorry, Ewan, but unfortunately your Huskies now trailing 2-0 in the 64th minute to the Memphis Tigers. Ewan, obviously a former University of Connecticut Husky.
Yeah, can't count them out.
Not at all. I would never do that, especially with you sitting right next to me. Played for the Huskies there in Stores before heading on to a long professional career, which has recently come to a culmination. Played all over Europe. Now changes coming for both teams. Mustangs are going to make 4. We will try to get a number on all of them. The Bulls, they're just going to make 1. Bradley Furious, the junior from Indiantown, Florida. And coming on for the Mustangs will be A.J. Jeffries, number 10. Number 25, Brendan Lee. Saw both of them in the first half, along with Emil Quaisho and Dwight Williams Jr. So the quartet that we saw in the first half for the Mustangs now making an appearance here in the second.
Yeah, some changes there for SMU, looking to get a little bit more going on the attack now. Looks like they've moved a couple more forward.
Some fresh legs for the Ponies.
SMU, 2 center backs really spread wide here. Got Clark dropping in that middle, trying to pick that ball up and get the play going. Push both outside backs up high.
Less than half an hour remaining. Are we headed to overtime? Still plenty of time for one of these two to find a game winner. Maybe a few goals in this one. You never know.
Much better hold-up play there.
Beckett down the line. Some room to run. Shows his speed. Cuts back by King. Still with Beckett. Finally taken away. Nice tackle from Cicharo. Looking for help. See the ability of Cicharo. You mentioned what a good-looking player he is. Very tall, 6'3", moves well, can defend, can play up front.
Yeah, looked a bright spark of that Mustang attack in the first half. Not seen so much of him this second half. Would like to see him get more involved. USF looking very confident on the ball when they have that ball at their feet.
Munjoma, coach is saying no foul. Obviously not sitting on a yellow, and he will let Gomez send it up. Beckett unable to corral it. Now a sub coming for the Bulls. They will bring on number 23, Luis Garza. Garza, the only Texan on the roster. Well, he's going to have to wait for a throw for his side. Can't take one when the Mustangs have it. Garza, the native of El Paso, the furthest western portions of the Lone Star State, is the freshman forward. But another Mustangs throw coming first.
Here's this dangerous long throw from Clark here.
And the Los Gatos, California native so adept at putting this right there at the penalty spot. Flicked on and cleared away.
Mustangs will look dangerous on those long throws, especially when they can get it to Cichero.
Ooh, shot coming. Came over the top and took a deflection on the way off the boot of Jeffries, and he wins a corner for SMU.
Yeah, I love that there by Jeffries getting involved.
Very nice
turn. Here you
turn.
see it, great turn, quick release. Exactly what you want out of a attacking player there.
Jeffries, a bright spot in the first half, continuing to be one here in the second, coming on just moments ago as a substitute. Quayshow, a sophomore midfielder from Orem, Utah, will come up to take the corner.
See if Quayshaw can get involved in this second half. He's been a bright spark for the Mustangs, tallying game-winning goal this season. Had 3 of those last season off the bench, so we'll see if he's involved as this game goes on.
Nicely served and headed up, but not out of the box. Mustangs still with it.
USF, all 11 players behind the ball. You can tell how much this defensive effort means to them.
Found Brendan Lee, rose above the defender, but just into the gloves. The Stefanovic, the header from Brendan Lee. Here's another look.
Good challenge.
You see Lee, not the tallest of guys, only 5'6", but shows his vertical.
Couldn't get enough on it.
The training staff coming out momentarily. They were taking a look at Michael King, but King, the defender, now back on his feet, is the senior.
Impressed here by Coach Kiefer's team's commitment here to their keeping that clean sheet. Their defensive effort has been impressive. All 11 players behind the ball there on those corner kicks and holding that 0-0 scoreline.
Well, all 7 of their wins this year have been when they've managed to keep a clean sheet. 6 of those were with Stefanovic in net, and that experienced back 3 in front of him.
Yep.
Now that change finally coming for the Bulls. Garza had been at the scorer's table for about 5 minutes, gets the opportunity to make an appearance for the first time tonight, does Luis Garza, freshman from El Paso. We'll plug in here on the top left for the Bulls offense.
Yeah, Garza looks like he's immediately taking that position a little higher up the field. Beckett put in a great shift. I'm sure we'll see some more of him tonight.
Very impressive play all night from Melvin Beckett, the senior from Melbourne, Australia. Speedy, elusive player. Garza, heavy touch, can't keep it.
Yeah, Garza a little slow getting in the game there.
DJ Williams. Out to Curtis. Curtis committing the foul.
Silly foul there by Curtis. Just frustration. He's done great to get down that line and tried to make something for the team. And here he is again, just grabbing a hold of the Bulls defender and giving them that easy out.
That's going to get the whistle blown every time. Taylor Curtis, the senior defender, being honored tonight. The transfer from Louisville.
You hate that as a defender for the Mustangs there. They've done the job of getting that ball into the attacking half, taking the pressure off the back line, holding the Bulls to it, and then an easy foul lets them get that ball straight out, and the ball's straight back down the defensive throat.
Trying to keep that pressure on the opposing defense. An easy out there.
We got the expression, we got the cereal.
Gomez last to touch it.
Throw in Mustangs.
You mentioned that pressure, and we haven't seen many mistakes from either of these back lines tonight, and you just think as this game goes on that the more pressure that can be applied by the opposing attack force, that you're hoping for that miss kick or that slip up or that lucky bounce that goes your way here. So anytime you can get that ball in the opposing half, you want to keep it there.
It's actually going to be a free kick for the Mustangs. First-year head coach Kevin Hudson, stoic from what he's seen tonight. His counterpart, George Kiefer, been a bit more vocal in his displeasure at times.
I like this from SMU here. They've spread their both center backs wide. They've dropped Clark in to pick that ball up and push both fullbacks on to join in that attack.
Cicharo. Flicked it over, looking for lead to the far post. DJ Williams there. Taken away nicely.
Offsides called against the Mustangs.
Flag was up for offside. You like the combination play, and it seems that when the Mustangs have looked the best tonight, they've been able to get Cichero involved.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely been the creative spark in that midfield there, putting balls in behind there, and the strikers, Lee and McLaughlin, when he was on, are running in behind, putting some pressure on that USF back line.
Cichero, we mentioned all of his accolades from a year ago. Herman Trophy semi-finalist. He was Conference Offensive Player of the Year, High School Player of the Year in Oklahoma. Spent a lot of his youth as an academy player there in Valencia, Spain, a very impressive side in La Liga. You can certainly see where he's picked up a few of those skills.
Foul called against the Mustangs.
His brother, 49 appearances for the Vino Tinto, the Venezuelan national team. Pretty good pedigree right there. His father also a professional player. Something you know about.
Yeah, a lot to live up to there. You know, some great guidance and someone looking over you there that's done it before.
Soccer is such a family sport. The father plays, generally the kids do. One brother does, the others pick it up. Into the box. Shot takes a deflection over the top, and it'll be a corner for the Bulls.
Yeah. Great ball in there by Gomez, right over the top of the front line, dropping right in behind. There, we'll see it again here.
You see the free kick played in from Gomez.
Great ball, right in that no man's land between the behind the defenders and in front of the goalie.
Marcus Epps, the senior from Jackson, Mississippi, had the ball bounce fortuitously in his path, and the deflection will give the Bulls a corner. They brought a substitute in, did USF, and there is the man on cue, Lindo Mfeka, the senior from Durban, South Africa, coming back on. Played his high school soccer in Kentucky.
This guy I'd like to see more involved in that attack. For a while there, he was finding those empty pockets just behind the midfield in front of the defense and creating problems for the Mustang back line.
A very slippery player, causing problems for that Mustang defense.
Get the Bulls here look happy with their play, keeping this scoreline 0-0. I think the game's playing into their hands at the moment. The Mustangs look to be pushing players forward in search of that goal.
Munjoma back after his throw. Over to Curtis. And taken away. Bulls trying to get numbers forward quickly with Garza. Advantage played, but
another silly foul there by Curtis. Not quick enough getting that ball out of his feet, holding the ball up and losing it in a bad part of the field, and had to come back and make the foul.
The Bulls will have a free kick. Liam McNally coming up to take it just on his side of midfield. Officials moving him back. You see the two changes set to come back in. Melvin Beckett off the pitch for a matter of minutes, maybe 3. And Nazim Bartman to join him. As talented as that duo is, you want them on the field as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially now, not a lot of time left in the game. These guys will be get a quick breather and straight back on the field.
And here they come.
Coming into the game for the Bulls, number 8, Melvin
Beckett and Bartman coming back on. It'll be Bradley Furious coming off, along with Marcus Epps. Nelson off the bounce.
See Nelson there calming that back line down. A couple attacking plays there for USF, just trying to get that back line calmed down and get the game back under control. Oh, dangerous ball there.
Bulls waiting reinforcements. Mina on to McNally. Beckett now.
Like to see this ball get wide here for USF, getting Beckett facing towards goal, opposed to his back, facing the opponent's goal, and see if he can create something and go at Curtis there at the right back.
They had some success in the first half, shifting the field of play, and trying to find Beckett in those pockets of space. If he's in a one-on-one situation, certainly has the speed and ability to beat a defender.
Absolutely, he's got that speed, that pace. Now he just needs to get that ball higher up the field.
DJ Williams, the last to touch it. The freshman from Fort Worth Country Day, just to the west of us.
Good hold-up play there by Jeffries.
McNally. Is it taken away by Williams? Shows his speed. Now back to Beckett.
Strong challenge there from Lee.
Foul called against the Mustangs.
Lee committing the foul. We've seen Lee.
He's putting a shift in for sure.
He absolutely is.
That's exactly what you want out of that striker off the bench, coming in and adding a spark, asking questions of those midfielders, defenders, putting them on their heels.
He's done just that as Cicharo takes it away from Beckett. Beckett on his back commits the foul. Cicharo last year a team leading 10 goals, started all 21 games. You see it again right here. Cicharo, the big body at 6'3", doing a good job shielding Beckett.
Using that big frame, absolutely.
Williams looking for Lee. Oh, that one came over the head of Figby, but Lee had already halted his run.
Be upset with himself there that he didn't take the gamble.
The flag was up, and Lee saying, I didn't even go after it. But that may have well been on Quayshow. He was on the far side, and closest to it was Emil Quayshow.
Prior to that, Lee as a striker there, you're just praying that one of those balls passes over the center back's head, and you have that chance straight in on goal. Unfortunately, he went with the defender.
15th year head coach George Kiefer, as there is a Mustang down on the field. We will take a break. Clock stops with 15:49 remaining. Mentioned what he's done in those 15 years. 8 NCAA tournament appearances, 17 players that have gone to Major League Soccer. That's just the tip of the iceberg, as DJ Williams now back on his feet. You know these coaches, they recruited you, they wanted you to play at both of their schools respectively. How would you characterize these two coaches?
Yeah, I mean, they've both done great for their program. Coach Kiefer, you know, he experienced winning a national championship with UConn as an assistant coach back in 2000, 2001, and he's done a lot at USF, all those NCAA appearances, and, you know, the stats speak for themselves. All the players have gone on to play in the pros, and Coach Hudson over there learned a lot under Shellis Hyman, and he had a great season last season, second year in charge, and trying to get his team moving here. There's a lot to show for it. Trying to build on that first successful year.
SMU taking the opportunity, I should say, to make a change, bringing off Dwight Williams Jr. Goes by DJ. They brought on Stanton Garcia, the senior from McKinney.
Great play by Lee there. Again, his work ethics paid off, winning that ball for his team.
Sliding away from Quayshow. Back to Quayshow. The shot parried away. Stefanovic, one of the better saves he's been forced into tonight.
Great shot by Clark there. That's exactly what you want to see out of the midfielder, getting that ball on target. Here he is, greatly timed run, and just guiding that ball on target.
Ball bouncing to the top of the box in the path of the junior from California, Bryce Clark. And as you said, saw him with the side of the boot. It was all about precision. And he was looking to put it in the side netting. And Stefanovic there to concede the corner. Now he will take the corner, Will Clark. That one just off target,
Mustangs.
but off a bull it went. It'll be another corner for the Mustangs.
Great ball in here over that first defender. Oh, got a touch to it. Oh, Cichero looking for him to close that back post there and hopes that the ball falls at his feet. Sometimes you have to take that gamble in order to get the goal.
Clark switches sides. Just over 14 minutes remaining in regulation.
It's going to be an outswinger here. You're going to look to see the Mustangs delay their runs a little bit, as that ball is going to be curving out opposed to towards goal.
Plays it on the ground to the top of the box to Quayshow. Quayshow has it taken away. Bulls the other way. Bartman gets around Munjoma, goes to ground. And a free kick coming for USF.
Got to be careful there with that short corner. That's the one thing you can't happen. That ball can go over the goal, out of bounds, throw in, corner kick, goal kick.
My apologies.
You can't lose the ball there.
It will not be a free kick. Referee saying that it was taken away cleanly, and he saw it was indeed on the replay. Always defer to the man in the middle.
Bartman doing a great job there to get the ball and take it on the attack, but again found himself 1 against 3. No support around him.
Bartman tried to go through, could not. And it was not given a free kick. Now the Mustangs trying to get back on the front foot. And they've won a free kick. Cichero hitching a ride. Lee took a deflection, still in play. Barrett now shows his speed.
Lee put in a great shift here for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Beckett, excuse me, could not get around Lee. Maybe the only man he could not. Opportunity for the Bulls. Into the box. Oh, the pass behind Bartman.
Seeing a little indecision there from goalkeeper Nelson from the Mustangs. Didn't know whether to come or stay and allowed that play to slip in behind there.
I believe that was Gomez, Ricardo Gomez, coming up, who was able to track it down at the end line, played it up to the top of the 6-yard box, but Bartman couldn't get to it in time. Here it is again. No, that was actually, my apologies, Luis Garza. Garza shows his speed.
He's done well there to create the chance, just that final pass.
We've seen more action in the last 60 seconds than we did in the entirety of the first half. Now with 11.5 remaining, starting to see teams taking more chances, opening up things.
Yeah, definitely. Both sides are getting a little stretched here. Those more and more balls are going in behind, creating that room in the midfield, making those both back lines there drop off.
Free kick for the Mustangs.
Again, all players back here for USF.
When Joma runs over it, Clark takes it.
Poor delivery there.
Met by Graham Smith, easily knocked away. Got to get it over that first wall of defenders.
Absolutely, you can see Clark's frustration there. He knows it. It's that great service all night, but that one, when the team needs it right there, needs to get that ball over the first man.
Both teams making changes as Lee comes off for Garrett McLaughlin. Coming on, it will be Epps, Marcus Epps, along with Ricardo Gomez for the Bulls. Garza and Rodriguez coming off for USF.
McLaughlin back on for SMU. Lee was in there, put an absolute shift in for his team. One thing Ray Reid always said at UConn was create something from nothing, and that's what he was trying to do for this Mustang team. All those tireless runs in behind, chasing down the center backs.
An impressive shift there from Brendan Lee. Bounces through the box. Over to the far side. Curtis serves it in. Munjoma looking for a teammate, but headed away by McNally.
SMU on the push here, trying to make something of this attack. Again, you got that whole USF team back behind the ball. Even Bartman's at the top of the 18 there. Looking for a long throw again.
Clark takes it. Stefanovic off his line, couldn't get any of it. Bartman now. Sends it up the pitch. It'll stay with USF. Actually, we're going to have to see. I thought it took a deflection. Bulls are saying it did. But no, just a Mustangs throw for Curtis. 8:38 remaining. McLaughlin. Pass behind Garcia.
Good challenge there by Garcia in the midfield.
And the intensity of this match is ratcheted up exponentially in the past 3 or 4 minutes. Both teams looking to find the winner in the regulation 90. Starting to see some very wide open play. Besides committing numbers forward, opening up some pockets of space.
Yeah, USF trying to get this game back in control. Getting those passes going again. Keeping possession.
Beckett couldn't hang on, and now Clark. Cichero over to Curtis. McLaughlin unable to keep it in play. Ewan, what are you telling your teams with 7.5 minutes remaining?
The Mustangs here just continue to push forward. There are 3 or 4 guys up there pushing on that back line. Just keep getting that ball in behind, creating that space in front of the defenders, behind the defenders, and on the Bulls side of the ball here, trying to get that ball under control. USF don't look too anxious to push forward for that goal. They look quite content with keeping that clean sheet.
We've mentioned it numerous times. Every time that USF keeps a clean sheet, they get a victory. Hoping that'll be the same tonight. And we have a final. Sorry, Ewan, your Huskies falling to the Tigers of Memphis 2-0.
Can count them out now.
Oh, just over the crossbar. That Bulls bench ready to erupt. Epps unable to keep it underneath. Take another look. That time had
good
the
effort
room.
there.
One of the better opportunities tonight for Marcus Epps.
Yeah, that loss by UConn there just makes that table even more tight. That's going to drop them to 3-3, 3 wins, 3 losses. This means this win for SMU here could be a big one. USF looking to keep the score at 0-0. Maintain that position at top of the table.
Mustangs 2-3 in conference play. What would a win tonight mean with that loss by UConn? And conversely, a win tonight for USF with only 1 match remaining in the regular season. Be pretty close to securing that conference regular season title and the conference tournament, going to the #1 seed. Jeffries taken down there.
We're starting to see Graham Smith here for the Bulls in the midfield, center midfield, drop deeper and deeper right in front of that back line, providing that insurance policy, if you will, that extra cover in front of his 2 center backs there, making sure he's cleaning up any mess that may be left.
Neither side willing to concede here at the end of the match. Just 5 minutes remaining. Munjoma with the free kick. To the back post. Stefanovic punches it away.
Yeah, great challenge from the goalie there. Always huge for a back line there when the keeper can come out and be controlling in the air and clear that ball out. Takes a lot of pressure off the defenders. Cicero looks to be the target again on this long throw.
Came off the back of his head. Simply be a goal kick for Stefanovic. Mentioned the reigning American Athletic Conference goalkeeper of the week, picking up his 6th clean sheet of the season in that 1-0 home victory for the Bulls over the visiting Memphis Tigers last week, putting them in sole possession of first place in the conference.
Does not look in a hurry to get this goal kick off, that's for sure.
Get a warm welcome to all of you joining us on the American Digital Network. Just 3 minutes, 33 seconds away from headed to overtime in this match. Alongside Ewan Holden, I'm Kit McConico. You must say, if you're going to have a overtime match a night like tonight, certainly we wouldn't begrudge that. The weather as it is. The flag was up for offside on the far side. Bartman just on the final side of that, I should say on the wrong side of the final defender.
Yeah, Bartman putting in a great shift on the defensive side of the ball today. All forwards, strikers love to be scoring goals and put them in the back of the net, but sometimes you need to put that shift in for the team, and all that running tonight he's been doing on the defensive side of the ball has been big time for his the rest of his teammates.
That was big time at Tyler Junior College before it was the player of the year before making his way on to Tampa. Cicero. Now McLaughlin, top of the box. His shot. Stefanovic there. He was closed down very quickly by Figby and Mina.
Just couldn't get enough power behind that ball. McLaughlin's done well to make that run in behind, and good through ball to him. Just couldn't get the power behind the ball. You'd like to see him maybe square that back for. Here he is getting through. Not a very good angle for him there. You'd like to see him try and square that ball back across goal for one of his two on-running teammates there.
Very impressive freshman from Oklahoma City's Heritage Hall High School. Led them to a state title. Led them to two state titles, I should say. Here he is again. Around Mina, into the box. Stefanovic off his line. Very nicely done by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, uses speed there to get past the defender. Just here it is, uses speed, and just that touch just got away from him.
Just a bit too far on the final touch.
Well done by Stefanovic there to come out and claim that ball.
Just enough time for the big senior goalkeeper to get off his line and take it. Now the Bulls the other way. Top of the box, shot coming, not on target.
Good play there, good counterattack.
There's
Bartman finally getting on the end of one, just couldn't get it on frame.
Bartman, hands on his head, shaking his head, saying that was the opportunity. That was it. Here it is again.
Here it is. Falling on his left foot there. Maybe not his favored foot, but that's the chance he's been waiting for all game.
You don't get a lot of those opportunities, have to make the most of them. Nelson puts it back into play with 35 seconds remaining. And it looks for all the world that barring a last-second miracle, we're going to be headed to overtime. Be 2 10-minute overtime periods. We will not have a penalty kick shootout if we are tied at the end of the second overtime period. The match will end in a tie. The last two matches between these two schools have ended in draws, 2-2. The last two seasons. Final gasp. Top of the box, shot into the gloves of Nelson as the buzzer sounds to end it. 90 minutes, no score between the Mustangs and the Bulls here in Dallas.
We will be heading into our first of possible two.
We'll be going to the first of maybe two overtimes when we come back.
are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
There are other people just like you. Driven, determined. Those who use passion to spark creation. Others who are ready to unite and discover together. It all starts with you and continues with us, the University of South Florida.
At SMU, students and faculty work hand in hand to shape answers to real-world challenges.
Yes, there's no such thing as a lesser person.
How can we strengthen human rights around the world?
Turns out computer malware is extremely...
How do we prevent cyber terrorism?
The limb comes off again.
How can the human body set new records of performance? What can presidents teach us about leadership? From the SMU campus in Dallas, we're shaping the answers that will shape the future of the world.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Start of the first overtime in Dallas, Westcott Field on the campus of Southern Methodist University in this American Athletic Conference men's soccer matchup. Through 90 minutes, no score between those USF Bulls and the host SMU Mustangs. Welcome you back. Alongside you and Holden, I'm Kit McConico. And you, and the last time the Bulls went to overtime, that was back on the 27th of September. They lost to then number 5 ranked Clemson 1-0. The last time the Mustangs went to overtime, that was on the 19th of September against then number 16 ranked Akron. They won 4-3.
Wow, yeah. Coming into overtime here, you think on the USF side of the ball, Coach Kiefer, I think, will be telling his team or see a little bit more of what they've been doing, keeping that possession, being solid at the back. And on the Mustang side of the ball, I think they were pushing there towards the end of the game. I think Coach Hudson will pull them back, get them back in formation, and look to be solid for those first 5 minutes or so coming out of the half before they try and push for that goal.
George Kiefer, a few final words for his side. Kevin Hudson, he said all he needs to say. He wants to get things restarted here in Dallas. Again, the rules of overtime, we will play 10 minutes. If there's not a goal scored, we will play another 10 minutes. We will not go to a penalty kick shootout if we are tied at the end of the 20 minutes, the 2 10-minute overtime periods. And right now, USF atop the standings in the AAC. They want to win tonight to secure that regular season conference championship and, more importantly, to secure the host in the tournament.
Yeah, again, as we touched on earlier, that's going to be huge for USF there.
Fans on their feet
here. Pull out this tie here and give them that confidence of that, that winning that championship, of winning the conference, and then using that momentum into the tournament with the home field advantage, which we talked on earlier has been huge for them. 5 wins at home, only 2 losses. I think the Mustangs are going to come out here looking to try and really push to get that goal.
Nazim Bartman, keep an eye on him, has a few game winners this year, does the forward for the USF Bulls. The SMU fans doing their best to give that emotional boost to the home team here at Westcott Field.
Yeah, those players getting together for the Mustangs there. Last few words amongst selves, rallying each other up, trying to get motivated for this final push in overtime.
See Michael Nelson, the redshirt junior goalkeeper from Katy Seven Lakes High School there in the greater Houston area. Goalkeeper of the year a year ago as a redshirt sophomore. Very impressive, as is his counterpart. That man right there, Stefanovic, he's had a few shots come his way, especially in the second half. He's been able to save all of them, and it's may well take something spectacular to beat one of these gentlemen here tonight. Into the first overtime period we go. 10 minutes on the clock.
Looks like we've got Lee back out for the Mustangs here. Back chasing that ball down again, giving his team that work rate, that defensive running that they so much need, putting the USF backline under pressure.
And one very important point that I left out, it is sudden victory, so if a team scores, they will win the match. That will be the end of it.
Yeah, important here for both the back lines to continue to be solid. Like you said, one slip up, one goal, the game can be over just like that.
One swing of the boot, one flick of the head, and that may well determine the winner in tonight's game. It was a cagey 90 minutes. Started to open up with about 25 minutes remaining in the second half. But the first half was very tight.
Yeah, you saw the Mustangs really pushing there towards the end of the match. It looks like they've dropped back off a little bit more defensive as the overtime start. Nasty challenge there. Looked like studs up. Not sure if...
Yeah, Rosales running away, generally the universal symbol for I did something and don't want to get caught. He will not receive a yellow. And that was indeed a very tough challenge on Mauro Cicharo. Cicharo, fortunately enough, back on his feet, ready to continue. Here it is again.
Here's a challenge. Oh, studs up. He's lucky he didn't make any contact with it. Could have been a straight red.
Only seen 2 cards issued thus far. One for either side. Eddie Munjoma picked one up in the second half for the Mustangs, and Nazim Bartman just 3 minutes into the first half for the Bulls. Munjoma restarts it. Punched away, but not out of the box. Now finally cleared.
Yeah, I'd like to see a bit more whip on that ball there from Munjoma. Looked quite easy for Stefanovic. Coming out, claiming that ball, punching it away.
Bulls the other way at the feet of Gomez. Oh, and Gomez taken away, looking for Mfeka. Up to Cicharo, and Cicharo fouled by Graham Smith.
Great job holding the play up there for his team, drawing the foul, allowing them to reset. Looks like they're going to pump this ball back into the box again, and I'm sure Cicharo will be the target. Looks like they're going to play it short.
Looked to serve it in, but came off the Bull defender. Now up the pitch. Mfeka turns nicely around Clark. The back heel to Epps. On to Gomez. Gomez looking for Bartman and cleared out into touch for a Bulls throw.
USF looking really disciplined here on the defensive side of the ball. Looks like they're playing more for the counterattack, going forward and making sure they're keeping a solid back, what looks like 5 now.
Good hold-up play in the box. Still waiting for the shot opportunity. Never came as Mfeka finally, Bartman rather, couldn't hold on to it any longer. Rosales on to Epps. 2 defenders in tow. Great work there around the defender. It goes Habecker. Just as quickly back with USF. Bartman thought about the shot, thought better of it.
There's that link-up play from Mfeka and Bartman. You see if we can get Bartman to turn there, face up the defender, and get a shot off.
Rosales surveys. Now bounces it outside. Cuts back. His shot deflected by Clark, never reached goal.
Not a place to lose the ball again there.
Now, about to say USF doing a very good job winning the ball back in that offensive third when they lose it.
Perhaps an experience there by the freshman. Multiple times now tried to dribble out the back and lost the ball for his team. Definitely not the place that you want to turn the ball over with Bartman and Feka on the other side of the ball.
And certainly not in overtime. Halfway through the first overtime period, still no score. To the far side, Munjoma there to meet it. A return pass from Jeffries, able to keep it in. His number 34, and Figby took it away, but
for the Mustangs, number 11,
over the sideline it went. And the Mustangs will make a change as they bring
and number 9,
that'll be Christian Borum on. Borum, the sophomore from Fort Lauderdale, the IMG Academy of Product, coming on for A.J. Jeffries. Very impressive night from Jeffries coming off the bench.
Looks like Emil Quaisho also got on there, number 19. See if he can't bring out that streak of game-winning goals here.
Quaisho is certainly the man. The sophomore from Utah, as you brought up earlier, has got a habit of finding those game winners, and his coaching staff would be thrilled if he could continue that tonight on the road.
Yeah, 3 of his 4 goals last season were game-winning ones. On top of that, he's tallied 1 of those this year as well. So looking to see if he can add to that tally. Impressive tally at that.
Another change for the Bulls. Just under 4 minutes left in the first overtime period as they will bring Melvin Beckett back on, coming on for Luis Garza, the freshman from El Paso.
One thing I'd like to see here from the Bulls is getting Beckett and Epps involved in that wing. It looks like a lot of their play has been long balls or through the middle. I'd really like to see those 2 exciting talents get that ball in the wing and try and create something, perhaps ending in a cross or an opportunity for Beckett there in the box.
They've been very content to play down that spine, the center third, if you will, from Mfeka on to Bartman. Very direct. But he mentioned Epps here on the near side wing, and now Beckett coming on to the far side. Both very, very fast players, can take on a defender, and like to see them have the opportunity to do so. In to the box and over the top.
Certainly, as you mentioned there, a speedy, skillful, fast winger going at an outside back is an outside back's nightmare. That's not what you want, a fast player with good skill running straight at you. It doesn't look like USF's utilized a lot of that tonight.
Rosales not doing much with the throw. Wisely cleared out of the back, not taking any chances.
Throw in Mustangs.
USF looks content here. Looks like it's all going to game plan. Coach Kiefer looks happy. Solid back 4 again. Mustangs look to be really pushing for that goal.
On to Smith. Beckett cuts back inside. Harassed by Borum, but can't take it away. Finally, Cicharo there wins it for the Mustangs.
Foul called in South Florida.
Beckett maybe trying to do a bit too much on his own.
Coach Kiefer doesn't look happy with all that dribbling in the middle of the field, especially in their own half. Especially in overtime, that's not where you want to be playing around with the ball.
Not with 90 seconds remaining in the first overtime. Still no score.
Lots of players in the box here for the Mustangs. Need the service.
Bulls looking to play out of the back. Oh, taken nicely by SMU. Top. The shot, Cano unable to keep it on, but took a deflection off the boot of Jordan Cano. Cano, the reigning conference defender of the week.
Great ball in, good time run here by Cano. Tried to guide it in with the outside of his boot, but looked like he got a deflection. SMU with 6 players in the box there, just needing that service.
Just came off the boot of Marcus Epps, enough for the corner. Clark will come over here to the near side to take it in front of the home fans.
All 11 players back defending this ball for USF.
30 seconds remaining in the first overtime. Bulls do not want to concede the winner here.
A lot of movement in the box.
Now the in-swinger to the far post. Off the gloves of Slanovich. Thought they had it. Brendan Lee couldn't keep it down.
7, 6, 5,
Great ball in there by Clark. That's exactly what he's capable of, putting that ball in the mixer. Goalie couldn't quite get enough on it. Ball falls down. Ball simply Lee there.
Lee
upset with himself.
Not believe it. Thought that was the game winner for sure. We will go to a second and final overtime in Dallas after this.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
There are other people just like you. Driven, determined. Those who use passion to spark creation. Others who are ready to unite and discover together. It all starts with you and continues with us, the University of South Florida.
At SMU, students and faculty work hand in hand to shape answers to real-world challenges.
Yes, there's no such thing as a lesser person.
How can we strengthen human rights around the world?
Turns out computer malware is extremely...
How do we prevent cyber terrorism?
The limb comes off the...
How can the human body set new records of performance? What can presidents teach us about leadership? From the SMU campus in Dallas, we're shaping the answers that will shape the future of the world.
No score through 100 minutes. We will go to the second and final 10-minute overtime period here in Dallas. Take a look at the updated conference standings in the American Athletic Conference after a few big wins and a few big losses tonight.
Yeah, USF holding top up there. Trying to see out this game here and make sure that it stays that way. Big win for Tulsa there, moving ahead of UConn.
Tulsa 3-2-1 now. And what would a loss for the Bulls do tonight? What would a win do for those Mustangs here at home? Fans on their feet, pounding the bleachers. The Bulls head coach, George Kiefer, may have dodged a bullet there with about 5 seconds remaining in the first overtime period. Brendan Lee unable to put it in the back of the net, put it over the top. And to the final 10 minutes we go. If it is tied at the end of this second overtime, that is how we will finish. We will not have penalty kicks.
Yeah, Coach Kiefer here telling his team to see these last 10 minutes out and take this championship home and prepare for that home field advantage going into the tournament.
Christian Borum, the Fort Lauderdale native, mentioned the lone Floridian on that Mustangs side. Back on his feet after he took a knock. Stefanovic puts it back into play. Good opportunities from both sides in the first overtime. It is sudden victory. The team that scores first, well, they win.
Some good combination play there by USF.
Now the Mustangs looking to get numbers forward the other way. Up to Lee, heavy touch and knocked away by Mina.
Got to hold that ball up there until more of his teammates can join him.
Barrett. On to Smith. Excuse me, McNally rather, over the top. That one, did it come off Furious?
Corner kick, South Florida.
It did not. It came off a Mustang defender. The Bulls will have a corner.
Yeah, that ball hit Michael King there going out for the corner kick. I think he just mistimed that ball there.
Fans treated to some free soccer. Hope you're enjoying it as much as we are bringing it to you on the American Digital Network. Alongside you and Holden, I'm Kit McConico. Tight first half, things opening up a bit in the second. The first overtime was wide open, and anticipate more of that here in the second.
Can hear Coach Hudson there yelling to the ref to stop the clock. As you can see, the USF players here not in a rush at all to get this corner kick or any of their set pieces taken in a timely manner.
Clock continues to tick down inside of 8 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. And to the far side, overshot everybody. Liam McNally closest to it, able to corral it in bounds. Yelling for McNally to serve it into the box to the far post. Oh, and that one tipped away by Michael Nelson. May have been destined for the upper 90.
Yeah, had to make sure there, Nelson, making sure that that ball wasn't on frame. As you can see, again, we're going to see more and more of this time wasting. Everyone loves to do it, but hates it to happen to them.
One more time, pretty sure that was a shot from McNally.
Yeah, good ball whipped in there, asking Nelson to make the save.
Bulls in no hurry. They would be just fine with a scoreless draw on the road, as they would stay atop the conference standings. One thing they do not want is a loss, as that is headed away, but not out of the box. Shot in.
There it is.
Goal, USF. The Bulls find the winner. 7 minutes, 24 seconds remaining in the second overtime, I should say. Now 5-1 in conference play. SMU dropping to 2-4 in the American, and there is your final. The Bulls celebrating as they are victorious 1-0.
Defender Liam McNally there with the game winner.
McNally, the man from Swansea in Wales, his first shot certainly of the match. Well, he had the cross that he whipped in, and the goalkeeper had to parry it away. Nelson had to come up with a save, so maybe appropriately comes up with a game winner. Here it is again.
Here, anytime that ball is just bounced around in the box, you don't want that happening.
We mentioned it in the first half, the ball bouncing in the box, a recipe for disaster, and that was indeed the case for SMU as McNally, the senior, found the winner.
Great feeling for him. Tremendous defensive performance from the USF, holding it together tonight, and for the unsung hero, if you will, there getting the game winner.
Yeah, McNally, he's had a very impressive year, but that is his first goal, and what a goal it is. USF over SMU 1-0 in the second overtime.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
There are other people just like you. Driven, determined. Those who use passion to spark creation. Others who are ready to unite and discover together. It all starts with you and continues with us, the University of South Florida.
At SMU, students and faculty work hand in hand to shape answers to real-world challenges.
Yes, there's no such thing as a lesser person.
How can we strengthen human rights around the world?
Turns out computer malware is extremely...
How do we prevent cyber terrorism?
The limb comes off the...
How can the human body set new records of performance? What can presidents teach us about leadership? From the SMU campus in Dallas, we're shaping the answers that will shape the future of the world.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
the final from Westcott Field in Dallas. SMU falls to USF 1-0, the second to the last game of the regular season in the American Athletic Conference men's soccer season. 2 minutes, 36 seconds into the second overtime. The Bulls found a winner. The corner kick went to the back post, and Liam McNally, the senior defender from Swansea, Wales, able to come up with the lone goal tonight. A beautiful goal and a fitting end as the Bulls move to 8-6-2 overall, now 5-1 in sole possession of first place in the American Athletic Conference. Now head down to the field with Liam and the man who scored tonight's winner.
USF's Liam McNally, game winner. Had the game winner here tonight in the second overtime. How does it feel?
Great. Good game. They came out as all game, and we stuck by it, and good to get the goal.
Yeah, it was a great finish there. Ball bouncing around in the box, managed to put it in the back of the net. Now, what's sweeter for you, that clean sheet that your back line held, or that winning goal?
Definitely, the goal's nice, but the clean sheet, definitely. We work on that as a defender. Clean sheet's like scoring a hat-trick for us. So come on the road, clean sheet, can't ask for anything more.
Absolutely. Congratulations on the conference championship. Can hear your team celebrating in the background there, and all the best for the playoffs.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Ewan.
All right.
Thank you, Liam. Now all 8 of USF's wins this season have managed, when they've been able to keep a clean sheet. Another victory tonight. We go down to check in with Ewan and the winning coach, George Kiefer of USF.
Here with Coach Kiefer. Congratulations on the win tonight and the championship, winning the conference tonight. How does that feel?
No, it's a good feeling. I just was wondering why the guys were celebrating so much, but we had some results go our way, and I think we clinched and we host, so that's a good performance. But to be fair, SMU gave us everything we could handle, and I always love playing Kevin Hudson's teams. They're really good teams, and they had chances that we steered away or did a good job on restarts, but to beat them on a restart, that was nice.
Yeah, and definitely a great back-to-back game, end-to-end action. Yeah. You got to be impressed with the team's performance there, holding that clean sheet again that we talked about in the pregame. You got another clean sheet. You got another victory. Was that the game plan for tonight?
Yeah, and it's with the long throw, and then they put them on the left. They bring them to the right. Then the corner kicks, the flank, everything is restarting. They're good at pausing the game and slowing it down. And to be fair, I don't love to play that way, but we have to deal with it. And then I thought at times we moved the ball pretty well. So I was pleased, very pleased.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you. Hi, Jack and Max. Kendall, love you.
Saying hi to the kids, and rightfully so. Hope they're not staying up too late there in Tampa. And a big victory for head coach Kiefer's side as they indeed do clinch the regular season title for the USF Bulls. The final from Westcott Field in Dallas, 1-0, 2 minutes and 36 seconds overtime. For you and Holden and our entire crew, this is Kit McConico wishing you a good night from Westcott Field in Dallas.